in real life. I know my group has been talking about doing this video chat, and we've been communicating all semester and kind of excited to see what everyone really looks like. But my group decided to divide everyone up into one of the topics that we had to do for our group project. And mine's the first topic. It's on the sign test. So I'm just going to explain to y'all kind of what it is and give an example. The sign test is used to test whether or not two groups are equally sized. The sign test is used when dependent samples are ordered in pairs, where the random variables are mutually independent. One of the requirements of the sign test is that the dependent variable must be at least ordinal scaled. The sign test is also used to compare central tendencies of two dependent samples. The sign test is based on the direction of the plus and minus sign of the observation, but not on their numerical magnitude. Another name for the sign test is the binomial sign test, where p equals 0.5. The sign test is used as an alternative to the Wilcoxon test, which Jamie goes over after me and my group, so she can tell you all a little bit more about that, but just kind of keep in mind that the sign test is an alternative test to that. Idea for the sign test is that the dependency of the two sample data is considered by taking the differences of the paired values. The sign test, the individual differences are taken into consideration. Another example, kind of the sign, or one example of the sign test, is that if you're trying to figure out which product of soda, either Pepsi or Coke, is preferred among a group of 10 consumers, you have to first do the assumption of data distribution that the sign test is a distribution-free test, so we don't assume at all that the data is normally distributed. Two sample is that the data should not be from two samples. The population may differ for the two samples. So you kind of would want to get just like two totally different samples. Like you wouldn't go get a group of first graders and then like from one school and then a group of first graders from the second school. Like you might want to get a group of like first graders, like fifth graders, to kind of see the differences of data. And also dependent sample. So dependent samples should be paired or matched, also known as kind of a before and after sample. So again, those three assumptions are data distribution, two sample, and then dependent sample. There's kind of two types of sign tests in this example. You can set up the hypothesis so that the plus and minus signs are values of random variables having the equal size, and also paired sample. That this test is also called an alternative to the paired sample t-test, and this test uses the plus and minus signs in paired sample test, or in the before and after study. Kind of I was talking about the before and after sample. In this particular test, the Pepsi and Coke, the null hypothesis is set up so the plus sign and the minus sign are of equal size of the population means, are also equal to the sample population mean. The procedure in calculating this, it can kind of be broken down into like three steps. So I'm just going to read you the steps. So first you have to calculate the plus and minus sign of the given distribution. Put a plus sign for a value greater than the mean value, so like the average value, and then put a minus sign for the value less of the mean or the average value. You need to put a 0 as the value equal to the mean value, and pairs with 0 as the mean value are kind of considered ties, so they're kind of canceled out. The second step is to denote the total number of signs by the letter like N, ignore the 0 sign, and the number of the less frequent sign by S, the letter S, and that's a capital S and a lowercase n. And then you have to obtain the critical value of K, and this kind of all goes into the formula. K at 0.05 of a significance level by using the following formula, which is K equals the numerator's n minus 1 over to minus 0.98 square root of n. So if you just plug that in your calculators, it's a lot more easy to figure out than if you do it like by pencil and paper, or even on the SPSS software that we've been using throughout the semester. So once you calculate that, then you can get the value of your sign test, and that's pretty much how you do it. Now I'm going to pass it to Jamie Cooper, and she's going to explain to y'all the Wilcox and rank sum tests. Thanks everyone. Bye.